Hello everyone and welcome to Unmute, an initiative of the Women Directors Forum, which is an advocacy forum of the Mauritius Institute of Directors. It's a pleasure to be here today, and I must say that this is an amazing setting where we are bringing these kind of conversations to you. What is Unmute? Unmute is a series of open conversations from speakers across different sectors on themes like DEI, corporate governance, and leadership. It speaks on what is real, what works, and what helps to grow others. Currently, in Mauritius, we are facing situations relating to talent shortages and brain drain. And in such a situation, leadership choices cannot be better than anything else. So thank you for joining us, and let's get into it. For our first Unmute episode, the theme is Give to Gain, Leadership Across Generations. And I'm sure you know that leadership today, you've got mixed teams, because teams have got different styles, different personalities, and different traits, right? But the question that we would ask ourselves, how do we lead, with trust, integrity, and ensure that we are having the performance that we expect to have? So it's a pleasure today to have two leaders with me on board. And on my left, Veemal Gungadin, the CEO of Mauritius Telecom. The Mauritius Telecom has been our esteemed founder since 2008. And we're very proud about it. And thank you, Veemal, for being part of this show today. And thank you as well for being, for sponsoring this whole campaign. Much appreciated.
Well, it's a pleasure, and thank you.
And on my right, I've got a friend, Heba, who is with me. Heba. Heba has been an active member of MIOD, a former chairperson. She is an active player of the Women Directors Forum as well for quite some time now. And she is the CEO of Medine, which is a patron of the MIOD. So Heba, it's always a pleasure to be with you, to have you on board, and thank you for hosting us here in this beautiful, setup here at the Marina.
Thank you, Sheila. It's a pleasure.
So we spoke about, the title, it's about Give to Gain and leading across generations. And Veemal, the industry that you've been in, actually, Mauritius Telecom, relating to technology, right? Speed is constant. And you have key components, disruption, technology, and other components as well. So how do you see leading, an institution like Mauritius Telecom within that era where technology is, playing a very important role?
Well, to put things into context, that's not something new that is happening, right? Like technology has always been disrupting things, have always been disrupting society. In fact, I would say ever since I've come back to Mauritius, I'm quite puzzled at the same time. Lots of people, when they ask me about what are the challenges you're facing, it's as if there'd be only challenges that I'd be seeing. But what I'm in fact realizing more and more, working with people across all different levels, right? In Mauritius, not just obviously within our own company, but across the whole ecosystem as well, is I'm seeing lots of grit. I'm seeing lots of opportunities. And somebody just said that something the other day. It's like we're a nation where we've always been pivoting, and just because we're a small nation, we're a small island nation, is like change is constant, right? So we've had to change, adapt industries. Like Medine, back in the days, it was all around sugar, but look at Medine now. Like it's doing so much more. So as a society itself, we've always been adapting. And now with the new, with AI, for example, especially at Mauritius Telecom, I must say, like, even when I came on board with the wrong preconceptions as well. With the preconceptions that I'll be facing lots of challenges. But then little did I realize, like, but it's been a team, it is a company that has been disrupted every other year.
Yes.
This is the team that put in the cutting edge thing that was known as telex, cutting edge things that was known as fax. Where are these things today, right? All of these have disappeared. Cutting edge telephone on copper wire, all of this is gone. We've moved in the fiber era. So when I've been talking about AI and how transformative this is going to be, like not one single person has been scared of this. So I was like, oh wow! So we've got a good base to work on here. So we've got a good DNA. Now I'm talking specifically around about Mauritius Telecom. So I think there's grit. I think there is that bandwidth to adapt, and more importantly, like from a nation perspective, I see more positives than challenges from a leadership perspective. Yeah.
And is it the same, I mean, for Medine as well? Because given your experience, Heba, you've been in different sectors previously. I think previously in Taylor Smith and now at Medine, right? So that leadership risk, right? When we talk about disruption, etc. What about you? I think do you feel the same?
I think that, I mean, I really resonate with what you're saying, Veemal, which is, first of all, I think we are blessed to be a nation which has the capacity to adapt, to bounce back. I think we're a nation that has a lot of resilience, especially because we're a small nation, but that has also gone through a lot of transformative stages and phases. So la fibre of Mauritius in itself lends itself, and there is where we must not talk about resistance to change, from my perspective. It's really about the ability of leadership to engage people in the shift. And so AI becomes one of those shifts. And I think that perhaps Mauritius is one of the places where, because we're small, because we're human-sized, implementing shifts can be a lot more fluid than in larger economies. I don't know if you agree with me from that perspective.
I do.
And then, I see intergenerational populations in the workspace to also be an advantage, because the Gen Zs come in. I don't know if we are Gen Z or generation nomads or generation digitals, but they come into the workplace being disruptive. So the older generation actually doesn't have a choice, because if they don't adapt, then you have huge attrition. Then that generation just doesn't stay in the workplace. So I have experienced that, in a lot of the workplaces, which is the ability to integrate these generations, and then we'll talk about gender later, in what we're calling, the AI revolution. And today, I don't know what you think about that.
On your side, with Gen Zs, you see more challenges or more opportunities with them? Like, what's your perspective and experience?
I
on that?
love them.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
love working with that
Yeah,
generation.
yeah,
You know,
yeah.
I think that they respect you not
Yeah.
because you're a hierarchy
Yeah. Yeah.
based structure. They
Yeah.
respect you because of what you
Yeah.
bring to the table.
Yeah.
They're looking for authenticity in their leadership.
There you go. Yeah.
They're looking for meaningfulness in the organization, in what we do. And I say to a lot of the teams in Medine, we are Medine and what we do matters.
Yeah.
The generation, the Gen Zs,
Yeah.
this part of what an organization does matters is really important. So I love them.
You know what? Like, this is fantastic because I keep on being told like challenges with Gen Zs, and you know what? Like, that's my feeling as well. And like what I realize with Gen Zs is they want to find meaning in their work.
Yes.
Like, you know, they're not really here for the money to buy the car. Their parents have already bought it. The houses, their parents have already spent money building things. Like, they're looking for something different. Once you give them that meaning, once you connect with them,
Yes.
then they fly, and they are the ones who are being super creative right now.
And very
And I enjoy working with them too.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
And you've got to treat them fairly.
Yeah.
Because I think on the remuneration side, while the older generation would say, you know, you have to prove yourself, mon bizarre faire travail là, and then I will be rewarded.
Yeah.
This is a generation that comes in and says, oh, you've got to reward me fairly.
Yeah. Yeah.
You've got to have meaning. It's almost like they're choosing us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is.
And so we've got to be up to the level.
It's about the value. It's about the value. So when they're looking for a higher salary, it's about being paid the fair value of what they feel of themselves. Because if you don't, then it's like you're not valuing them enough.
Yes.
So once that understanding is there,
Yes.
then the working level is there.
And if you show them a path, because I think that if you adopt a position of like, oh, well, you know, you should be grateful to have a job, and you know, so you just got to accept the minimum salary, then you put in yourself in a language that doesn't speak to them. So today, what is the challenge of most companies in the world? It's talent.
Yeah.
It's people. Yeah. It's capacity and capability. It's engagement. They are choosing the organizations. It isn't the other way around, because there's a shortage, and you know when there's a shortage, everybody wants it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And I joke, I say it's like potatoes during COVID. There was no potatoes, so everybody was paying a high price for potatoes. So I think talent is that challenge for us, intergenerationally.
Yeah. Very true. Yeah.
So, like we see, talent is the element. You say it's the other way around. They choose jobs. But then on our side as well, you being both, I mean, both of you being leaders, right? There is that special effort that needs to be done generally, right? Because they choose jobs. So I should be able to get them on board. I should be able to retain them, and I should be able to be happy with what they do as well. So from a corporate maybe angle, right? Is there anything special or extra that you, I mean, as leaders, you bring in that change and that transformation that normally we, you know, to attract them, to retain them?
Yeah. Authenticity. I think this is the time, like, to be really authentic, actually. So when I came in, so obviously, with all new CEOs, then you come in with your new philosophy of doing things and all that. So I wanted to revisit the core values of the company, so that we can have something that will be here for the next decade, or probably, hopefully, even more. So we didn't want this to be an exercise where this will be like a corporate thing. We bring in a consultant who gives us like these 3-4 things. We stick it on the wall. We put it on the website, put it on our annual report, and then job done, right? So what we did was we gathered a group of 12 different people from different age group. Some who just joined, but some of them who were almost 40 years with the company, so who know very well the DNA of the company, across all different fields of work as well, some in marketing, some in field, some in shops, some at leadership level. And then my role was, I chose to be the facilitator, right? So what I did was, what we did was to just extract out what was the core values of the company. So who we are and who do we want to be. And then a few of the things that came, number one is we care. So we care for our company, but we care for our customers, but we care for the society, we care for the country. So that's one of our core values. The next one is we aim high, but stay humble. So we wanted to come up with core values that if we want to take it back to our home, we want to give it back to our children, we say, okay, that will be something. Out of doing this as an exercise that came out from the team, then I just stepped back. But following that, there's a whole slew of activities that has started. Obviously, the website got updated, a document got created. That's the easy part. Then those who were part of this workshop say, hey, you know what? It's been an experiential workshop when we came up with that. It would be great if we could conduct workshops for the rest. I'm like, go for it, right? And then they even the team came up with a new brand for it. They call it Love. Living Our Values workshop. It's a group of 25 people. You come in and then you share. So anyways, there's lots of other things that has cascaded from that. And it all started from the fact of like doing something that is authentic, basically. Right? And I think if we are authentic and then we're authentic not just on the things that make us look glamorous,
Exactly.
but being open with what doesn't work as well, admitting that.
Yes.
Then the new generation, back to the Gen Z, this is what they're looking for. They'd rather work for a company that is not just saying they're already the top, the best, but they're building towards something on a mission to create something, and off we go.
Yeah, no, I completely, again, I mean, I think we're aligned. I think that leadership today has to model behavior.
Yeah.
You know, you say one thing and you do something else. That is a short circuit in leadership, in anything, but, you know, more so in leadership. So you have to model the behavior that you want to see mirrored in the organization.
Yes.
Yeah, and I think that's what you did by actually pulling together people from different parts of the organization, you know, completely unrelated to hierarchies or job titles, and say, I'm interested in listening to what you have to say, to feel, to think, and you invited that. Yeah. And so that itself is, okay, he's modeling the behavior and the leadership he wants us to cascade, you know, and to bring across. I see the same thing for us at Medine. Yeah. It is modeling behavior that what we do matters. Yeah, and so why does it matter? Well, because, you know, it really matters that when I come here, I go and say hello to everybody, and I go into the kitchen and I say hi to the chef, and it matters to the team here. It matters if we engage with the force vive of the community, if we care about the associations, the NGOs, you know, it matters. It matters that we care about people who come and play golf in this beautiful place. Yeah. It matters that we care for our people, that we have a place and an organization where your voice is heard. Yeah. All of those things, I mean, we can decline the, like you have the we care, it matters. Yeah. And I think that leadership today is about being able to put out there modeled behavior that people can relate to without it being generationally based, but just because it's authentically, you know, you haven't rehearsed it. You are not complying with a sheet that says, being a CEO means you do this, 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 and this. And you like, gotta go and check your notes. No, It really is about, you bringing a behavior. And that is not in contradiction to performance. On the contrary, it actually is complementary to performance.
So there's a key word, right? The key word is being authentic, right? We talk about humbleness and, leaving that traditional way of leading, which is not going to work today. And when we talk about leading across generations, there's a word that we use, inclusive leadership. Heba, you know that well, right? And there's a question, there's someone, I remember a friend asking me that question. When a woman is visible, right, is in leadership position, right, what signal does that send?
Interesting question. So let's ask it to Veemal, because he has in front of him a woman who is in a leadership position. So to you, what did that signal?
I think I'm not sure, but I've just started working in Mauritius, right? So I was in Singapore for 25 years. It was very common for me to meet with women leaders.
Yeah.
Today, I take it with a very pragmatic approach. It's not to work towards really DI, but it's really based on competency, right? And that's
your take.
Yeah.
I think, and I do get that asked and said very often for obvious reasons. I actually think that modeling behavior, I go back to that here, the fact that I'm a woman and I'm in a leadership position means that I'm modeling behavior that says everyone can. Whether you're a man or you're a woman, you bring to the table your DNA and your behavior and your values. And diversity means that you have different people around the table which bring something different. And it is when you put it all together that you get something better. And that does mean that you need to have a balance of people that don't all look the same, don't all think the same, and don't all have the same gender or age group. Because it is that diversity that is going to bring enrichment to the conversation and to the thinking. And when we think more holistically, with different perspective, we will make better decisions. And that's good business. So one does not have to prove the business case for diversity. It's there.
So Heba, today, do you deliberately look at diversity in building your leadership teams?
I don't deliberately look at it. I think of it. I think of it on the basis of, for example, if I don't take gender, and I know that we are discussing gender at this point in time, but let's take age, because I think that's interesting.
There you go. Okay, that's a good one.
Because age means that if I have someone who is 60 years old, for example, and has had a life journey where he or she, because it could be he or she, has experienced and been exposed to a certain environment, to certain transformations, and I don't have someone around the table that is in their 30s or late 20s or early 20s for that matter, I believe I'm losing a perspective and an expertise which will come and complement our decision. So I think of it by making sure that we are not wearing blinkers. Because I do believe that if you have a table that is only single generation based or single gender.
Yes.
I mean, we could have a table of only women,
Yeah.
and I am not sure
Yeah.
that is where I would stay on decision making. Yeah.
Yeah.
I would want the balance to be there.
Yeah.
And also, you know, from an ethnic perspective,
Yeah.
because there's different perspectives. So for me, what we call diversity and inclusion just comes back to, I do not surround myself with people that look like me, think like me, dress like me, not in pink, and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
That's where I come from.
Yeah. So it's beyond just gender.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, because the world has been flip-flopping around, like
Yes.
how really to go about with
Yes.
diversity and inclusion
Yes.
at board level, at leadership
Yes.
level.
Yes.
US were going all in for that.
Yes.
In annual reports for lots of companies, they would tabulate like based on race, color,
Yes.
all sorts of different metrics. But now this is all gone, right? Germany, like lots of companies have seen like they were too rigorous around it.
So there's that midpoint.
Yeah.
Because again, you sit in a board,
Yeah.
and if you do have women at the table, because there's a different mental wiring, just from a completely biological perspective, the type of conversation shifts and changes. And that I have experienced. And it is a fact that women are underrepresented in leadership. And what it means to me is that we could be having conversations that are richer, and also, and now we get to risk orientation, it has been proved through research that that boards that have gender parity make better decisions in terms of risk. And I haven't got the statistics with me, but they exist. Because the type of conversation enables a more all-round conversation. You know how they will say a woman doesn't want you to give her the solution. She wants to discuss it. She wants to discuss the options. She wants to consider what are the possibilities.
Yes.
She doesn't want a linear. And men generally will want to say, well, let's look for the solution. And it's a lot more linear. When you bring them together, there's a balance. And hence for businesses, that is a positive outcome. And that's how my view. I don't know what you think about that.
Cool. Look, I wanted to answer you now back on the other question you asked me earlier. Like, what would I think like when I see you as a woman as the CEO? I didn't want to give you the classic answer, but after having the first 15 minutes conversation with you, I would say Medine is very lucky to have you as a CEO, and we in Mauritius are very blessed to have you. Yeah, that's what I see, and I think we should all,
vice versa. Vice versa.
Thank you, Veemal, for sharing. I mean, what you feel about it, and I think we are proud of you, Heba, as well, right? For your contribution at the level of MIOD as well, right?
Thank
the
you.
Women Directors Forum. So talking about inclusivity, we talk about diversity. I come back to, hearing you both, I mean, what you think about it. What is the definition of a strong leader now, especially when we speak, on the occasion of an International Women's Day perspective? So what does it look like?
Adaptable. So good leaders should be very much adaptable. There's one thing that I've felt surprised though. I've felt surprised whenever I've empowered people, because I realized like within my team, different teams, like many were not empowered before, and suddenly when they were empowered, they were happy. Like, okay. So I think that's one thing we need to have more. So trust first. Trust first. If there's a mistake, fail fast. And then and it goes back to the adaptability.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's a good point. And Heba, what about you?
I want to say though that I'm also really proud of the fact that as a country we have been able to bring back to the country, leadership talent like you. So, and I think we need to do more of that.
Yeah.
I think as well that what strong leadership looks like, that is your question. I think strong leadership looks like being able to, as Veemal said, empower, but at the same time, mentor, a mentoring leadership, and also a leadership that is able to recognize what we don't know and have the humility
Yes.
to be able to say, actually, you know what? I don't know.
Yeah.
So why don't you teach me? And it,
Yeah.
regardless of where that person sits in the organization. So I think strong leadership today is about engaging at a level which doesn't come from a place of ego
Yes.
and comes from a place of humility.
Yes.
I think that's it really,
So,
because the rest just flows, right?
Yeah. You're spot on. Yeah.
Yeah, so nice. I think, Mom, I'm really amazed when I hear both of you. So I think we've elaborated a lot on the Gen Z and the inclusivity and the leadership itself, and especially in the new era that we are in. So if there is a message that you want to share to our, members, to our customers, etc. So what that would be, Veemal?
Look, I think I'll just tag along with what you just mentioned around humility. I'm learning that myself in what we're calling the age of AI. I'm not sure for you, like how much of these AI stuff are you using for your own work personally? Because I do a lot. And what I realize is even when using AI tools, this is where you need to be more humble than ever, right? Because it's about how you set your context, how you explain what you don't understand, how you explain what are the non-negotiables, what are the clear directions. Because being humble means being clear, actually. So the more humble you are, the clearer you are,
Yes.
and the better decision making you'll be able to go towards. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And I recently came across something which talked about being an AI-enabled leader.
Yeah.
So AI-enabled leadership.
Yes.
And I think that it is important that we learn and transmit what that actually means for leadership across the board.
Yes.
The message is, regardless of your age, your gender, your background, it is, first of all, don't let anyone tell you that you can't do something. The first step is to try. The next step is to keep trying. The one after is just do your best as you try, and then do better than your best. And the rest will flow.
Yeah, so nice again. So I think we've come to the end of this Unmute episode. So with such nice thoughts, amazing, conversation we've had. It was so powerful. So thank you, Veemal, and thank you, Heba. What I've learned is that leading across generations doesn't require, any book or any reading or any knowledge or whatever. In fact, it requires the trust, it requires the right intention, And I think inclusivity as well is something which is very important, and leading across generations, irrespective of the age, I think that matters. And humility, being authentic, these are the words that we need to keep in mind. So thank you once again, and on behalf of the Women Directors Forum and the Mauritius Institute of Directors, I would like to say thank you once again, and stay tuned for our next episode of Unmute. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Sheila. Thank you.
Thanks, Sheila. Thanks, Heba.